The name Jimin of BTS is now widely recognized across the globe as a global pop icon and one of the finest dancers in the K-pop industry. His ability to command the stage, his body flexibility, and his dramatic facial expressions always manage to mesmerize millions of eyes. However, behind the brilliance of his current career, not many ordinary people know that Park Jimin's life journey was filled with twists, turns, and life choices that highly contrasted with the entertainment world. Before he decided to risk everything for music, Jimin came from a background that was very far from the glitz of the stage lights. Long before his name was shouted by millions of fans in massive stadiums, Jimin was just an ordinary teenager in Busan who grew up with high discipline. His interest in the art of dance had indeed been visible from an early age, but the world of dance was not the only life path he imagined at that time. There is a secret from his past that is rarely known to the public, especially those who are new to BTS, regarding Jimin's childhood dream, which was completely opposite to his image as a graceful idol. Jimin actually once had a very strong desire to become a police officer. This desire to wear a police uniform and serve the community was not just a passing whim for young Jimin. He grew up with a high sense of justice and always wanted to protect the people around him, a trait that can still often be seen in the way he treats his fellow BTS members today. If destiny had not brought him onto the path of art, chances are that Jimin today would be a police officer patrolling the streets of Busan. He held on to this dream for quite a long time before eventually the vibrations of music and the calling of dance began to slowly but surely change the direction of his life's compass. The big turning point in Jimin's life began when he started to fall in love with the world of dance, specifically contemporary dance and modern ballet. His extraordinary natural talent led Jimin to enter the Busan High School of Arts, a prestigious art school known for producing great talents. Not playing around, Jimin entered the school with the status of a top student in the modern dance department. This achievement was highly remarkable considering the competition at the school was extremely tight, and Jimin successfully proved that his body possessed an incredible sensitivity to the rhythm and aesthetics of classical dance. At the art school, Jimin was known as a highly genius yet untiringly hardworking figure. His dance teachers even expressed regret when Jimin decided to pursue a career as a K-pop idol, as they saw immense potential in him to become a world-class contemporary dancer in the academic theater realm. Jimin's contemporary dance style, which was full of emotion, jumps that seemed to defy gravity, and breathtaking flexibility, had actually been perfectly formed long before he ever knew the hip-hop culture of BigHit entertainment. However, having a great capital as the best contemporary dancer in his school did not necessarily make Jimin's journey as an idol trainee run smoothly. When he finally decided to move to Seoul and join BigHit Entertainment, Jimin was instead confronted with a very harsh reality check. The contemporary dance style that he had studied for years with strict discipline turned out to have basic techniques that were very different, even completely opposite, to the hip-hop style and sharp choreography demanded of a prospective boy group member. In contemporary dance, a dancer is taught to move fluidly, utilize body flexibility, and land softly without a sound to create dramatic beauty. Meanwhile, K-pop idol dancing, especially the hip-hop genre that BigHit championed at the time, demanded sharp, firm, powerful movements and very strict precision at every single second. This fundamental difference caused Jimin to experience extraordinary difficulties at the beginning of his training period, because his body muscles had already been accustomed to the muscle memory of graceful classical dance movements. This difficulty in adapting became a sharp pebble that almost shattered Jimin's dream of standing on stage as a singer. Due to the difficulty of changing his dancing habits and being deemed unsuitable for the hip-hop group concept that was being built, Jimin's position within the agency's evaluation team was constantly shaken. This uncertainty was deeply torturing for his mental state, where he had to race against time to prove that he was worth keeping. As a result of these highly contrasting dance styles, Jimin was recorded to have almost failed his debut and was nearly eliminated 8 times from the potential lineup of BTS. Every time the monthly evaluation arrived, Jimin was always on the edge, and the shadow of being sent back to Busan constantly haunted him. Just imagine, a genius dancer who was praised at his art school had to accept the reality that in Seoul, his abilities were considered not aligned with the needs of the entertainment industry market at that time. However, this is exactly where the uniqueness of Park Jimin lies, where his steel-like mentality began to speak to silence the doubts of the people around him. Instead of giving up and returning to his original plan of becoming a policeman or a theater dancer, Jimin chose to redouble his practice portions. Jimin decided to cut his sleep time drastically to catch up and adjust his body muscles to the new choreography. His fellow group members often share stories of how Jimin only slept for 2 or 3 hours a day during those difficult times. He would lock himself in the agency's cramped practice room, repeating the hip-hop movements that felt stiff to him until the sun rose, and kept pushing himself until his body was drenched in sweat. He did this near-torturous dedication just to break down the barrier between a contemporary dancer and a modern idol dancer. This boundless struggle finally bore very sweet fruit when the management saw Jimin's extraordinary progress in a short period. He successfully bridged those two different worlds of dance beautifully, creating a new, unique dancing style that had never existed in the K-pop industry before. The flexibility from his contemporary dance past was not eliminated, but rather blended into the powerful hip-hop strength, giving a highly distinctive color to every BTS choreography. The agency eventually melted and realized that BTS would never be complete without the presence of Jimin's unique dance color. After passing through 8 nerve-wracking elimination threats, Jimin was finally officially declared as the last member to join the debut formation of BTS. His presence immediately gave an instant impact on the strength of the group's stage performance, especially through their debut song, which required high physical intensity. This detail of his past shows that what the world sees today as a natural genius is actually the result of a highly painful process of restructuring the body and mind behind the tightly closed doors of the practice room. Now, after years have passed, the public can see how Jimin's contemporary dance background, which once made things difficult for him, has instead become his most lethal weapon on stage. His legendary performance when delivering a solo dance blindfolded on an award stage, or his movements that looked as if he was floating in the song Black Swan, are clear proof of how his academic past at the Busan High School of Arts provided a deeper artistic dimension to modern pop music. Ordinary people might only see him as a beautiful dancer, but dance experts know there is a very solid classical foundation there. Even though his childhood dream of becoming a police officer had to be buried deep down for the sake of the music industry, Jimin never regretted his brave life choice. The disciplined, protective, and firm character that he initially prepared to become a law enforcer is now channeled into maintaining the unity of his group and giving a positive influence to millions of fans around the world. His decision to keep holding on at BigHit despite almost being eliminated 8 times has massively changed the history of world music. This story of Jimin's past serves as a highly valuable reminder for anyone that a different background is not a barrier to achieving success in a new field. Adaptation failure at the beginning of a career is not a sign that someone is untalented, but rather a transition process that requires extra perseverance to conquer. Jimin has proven that with extreme hard work, past uniqueness can instead be turned into a competitive advantage that cannot be replicated by anyone. For longtime fans as well as ordinary people who are new to BTS, knowing the details of Jimin's journey certainly brings a much deeper sense of admiration. Behind his sweet smile and gentle voice lies the soul of a warrior who has passed through the storm of rejection before finally being able to shine as he does now. The secret of his past regarding his police dream and his struggle to conquer the muscle memory of his contemporary dance has now become part of the legendary narrative of a megastar. In the end, Park Jimin's charm does not only lie in how high he can jump or how flexibly his body spins on a grand stage. His true charm lies in the story of a young man from Busan who refused to give up on circumstances, fought against his own physical limitations, and successfully united 2 different worlds of art into a masterpiece. From a prospective police officer to becoming a contemporary dance legend on the global pop stage, Jimin of BTS has written his own destiny with the golden ink of an inspiring struggle.